Come down to the wire, but you never know. Dellavedova and Smith are the guard tandem. Kevin Love out there with Thompson. And it's Shumpert in at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. New York shooting 40% from the field. Calderon against Shumpert. And here's a Flalo for three. And good on the basket. Book it. Flalo's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Knicks. The Cavaliers leading by 19. Near the three-point line, it's Love. Rebounded by Anthony. He feeds it to Flalo. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
That's a 2 from Smith. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
It's tipped. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Here's Shumpert. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And he bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right there for sure.
Yeah, he'll take those all day.
New York calls timeout.
And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for you.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Cleveland. Roten's checked in for the Knicks. Stolen away, and here we go. Cavaliers running again. And the dunk by Smith.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Knicks trail by 21. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game easily. The best mark of his career.
Good point.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Pass to Porzingis. And Flalo kicks to Roten. He dishes it to Carmelo. And the Knicks miss again. Cleveland leading by 23. Out to the wing. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Cleveland.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going and you just want to keep it going.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball. We've seen that tonight as well.
And the call will be against Robin Lopez. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look now for Cleveland. James Jones, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Jefferson comes in for J.R. Smith. And McRae's subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. And then for New York, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Amundsen comes in for Porzingis. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. Here's Jones. Louis Amundsen is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Williams is checked in, and a switcher also for New York. Grant, he's checked in for Roten. That's good.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
And Seraphin throws it down.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676, almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Cleveland's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. And the shot, no. Good from McRae. The Knicks have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Grant the pass to Seraphin. Wide open look. Misses off the right iron. Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Outside Jefferson. Here's Love. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Grant with the ball. Williams picks him up. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
For the Knicks, losing a lot of nationally televised games, too. It seemed like every time they were on, they were losing. It might have been a blessing in disguise.
Well, I hope they look at it in a positive vein. It did give them a chance to focus on player development there in New York. Also allowed them to shut down Melo for the season.
LeBron, he's checked in for Williams. And then for New York, Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Kevin Seraphin. And Thomas subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Good on the second free throw.
Well, it seems like this is something we've said quite a bit the last few years, but now we really feel like we're in a golden age for point guards. So many point guards on so many teams are the leaders and best players on their team. You can name a dozen all-star level point guards in the league right now.
Here's Galloway. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. To illustrate just how strong the point guard position is right now, Greg, in the NBA, just take a look at the point guards who did not make the All-Star team a season ago. Wow.
You know, in both conferences, it's almost as if we're in the midst of a point guard renaissance for the NBA. I mean, MVP Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, CP3 out west, John Wall, Kyrie Irving in the East. Boy, I could go on and on with the great players at that position.
Derek Williams checked in for the Knicks. That one is no good.
And for a long time in the NBA, the stretch 4 was kind of the anomaly and not the standard. Now it seems that you are the rare power forward if you can't hit a 3. Very few traditional power forwards now in the NBA.
And finished off by Jefferson.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
With the stretch 4 and the need for shooting at the position, they don't need to be a three-point threat, but they do need to be able to hit a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, well said. I think you need to have guys that can make perimeter shots to create spacing. The game's evolving to a space-out-the-floor type game, and shot making gives you a chance to do that.
Just 4 to shoot. Here's Grant. Offline with his 3.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
New York with the ball. Williams with a clean look. New York, no good that time either. And the Cavaliers with possession. They're on a 17-6 run. They get the rebound. Here's McRae. The shot from the low post is good.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
Galloway with the bucket. Here's James. Goes up from the top of the key. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. We got to see your offense in full effect here tonight. Seems like everyone on this team is really on the same page.
I definitely think so. You know, we got a lot of great players on our team, a lot of people who can score, and hopefully we can just keep building on it.
JR, appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow, I'm getting jealous. And he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
Well, he reminded us all of how dangerous he is as a slasher. He drove the lane time and time again and got points inside to show for it. An explosive, hard-charging performance. I loved it.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.